Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to step you through making a triple point card, and all instructions are posted at the end of this video, so don't worry about writing down any kind of measurements. To start with, I grabbed some paper from my stash and I cut out the 4 main cards and layers that we're going to need for a 5.5-inch square card. As you can see, I've labeled everything with Post-its, which is going to help me keep organized, knowing what to cut and what not to cut. So basically for this card, you need 4 main pieces of paper, but 3 of them need to find the center and we need to cut from those cards. So as you can see, what I'm doing here is I'm finding the center of each of them, of the 3 that I need to cut. And from there, I'll be able to know where I need to cut from corner to corner, from the point up to the upper left and upper right corner. And my tip here is definitely measure twice, because if you mess up on these cuts, then your whole card will be a little lopsided. So just make sure when you're doing this measurement that you're finding the center for each of the different pages. And for the 4th page, which I have a label on, we're not cutting it. It's literally just a layer. So we're going to make sure we don't put a center on that. And that's why the Post-it says do not cut. We don't want to cut that one. So for this next step, what we're going to do is we're going to open the card. It's really important that you open the card first. You don't want to cut through the whole card, only the face of the card. You want to cut from the point to the upper right corner and the point to the upper left corner. Make sure you line it up in your paper cutter, paper trimmer, and just go that way. And as you can see, it makes a nice triangle center of the card. We're doing the exact same thing on this layer. We're cutting from the center point to the upper right corner, turning it around, and from the center point, just making sure you get that even, getting all the way up to the left corner. So this will produce 3 triangles, 2 small and 1 large. On this last layer, we're going to do the exact same thing we did on the first 2. And just keep all of your scraps is my suggestion, because we're going to use most of these triangles. There's 2 of the little green ones that we're not going to use as part of our layers, but you'll see as we put this together why. But all of the other triangles will be used as mats and layers throughout the card. Believe it or not, the hard part is already done, and now we're just ready to assemble the card. So you're going to take the 1 layer that you did not cut, and that's going to be placed on the inside of the card. You could use wet glue, tape, whatever works for you. And as you can see, that goes right in the center. Make sure to get nice edges all around it, because it should be a nice layer. And place that in the center. And then the next thing we want to do is take the largest green triangle and place that behind the front triangle, because the idea is we're going to use that large triangle for our sentiment. Whether you write it, stamp it, whatever you want to do. The 2 smaller ones we're not going to use. We're not going to need them. But you want to center that. And what you'll see after I put the wet glue on, I probably should have done it before that. But if you put a dot of removable tape behind that, you can center it perfectly. You don't want to see it from the front. It should be hidden. So as you can see now, I realized I forgot the tape. But just put a little bit of tape behind it, and that'll help you with the alignment. So when you close the card, that piece will stay hidden. So your writing won't be seen or the stamping won't be seen. And then as this, is in place, once you get it aligned and it's perfectly centered, make sure it's stuck down well. Take the little bit of tape that you put there and just use an eraser to gently wipe away that sticky. And yeah, this should match, so you really wouldn't see this from the front of the card. It's kind of like a hidden panel behind the front. So next we're going to grab the layers, the mats and layers for the front of the card. So you're going to use the pattern paper. The largest triangle will fit on the front of the card, as you can see. And then the other 4 pieces that are left are going to mat and layer perfectly. And that's what's going to make your 3 points. It's really just a matter of getting everything glued down, and then seeing how you want to align it. You can align it really whatever works for you, however you want the card to look. My suggestion is I'd really make sure that those 3 points at the bottom, however, whether you put them close together or a little further apart, make sure that those 3 points match, because it'll keep the card stable and it won't be wobbly once you put it all together. So that's the big trick, I would say, for this one. For me, I like to match the one corner to the bottom and one corner to the left side, and then I did the same thing on the other side, but making sure that that top point stays on the larger triangle, and that way it all moves in one piece and there's nothing from behind. It looks nice and clean that way. So now I'm going to show you how I decorated this card. I made a rosette for the front, and what I needed was 2 hole punches and 2 strips of 1.5 by 12 inch strips of paper that I scored at 1/4 of an inch. You're going to add tape to all of the ends, to all 4 ends. Then you're going to kind of extend it together. So first you're going to make one long line and then basically make a circle out of it. And the trick here is to kind of push everything together. I used quick tape just to close this, but I would absolutely recommending using wet glue or hot glue gun to kind of get that centered, because it will pop open if you just tape it. But for purposes of this video, I kind of just stuck it together quick like this. I did add wet glue after, off camera. And it's nice and secure once you get it, but those circles hold everything in place, so make sure you get them glued down nice and tight. And then I added some gems. These are all from Stampsoflife, the Yay sentiment and also the gems, and just added a little bit of decoration to it, and that's the card. I hope you enjoyed this fun fold card, and here are the instructions that I typed out. I also added 5 or 6 other sizes in case you want to make this card in a different size rather than 5.5 inch square. Thanks for watching, and tune in soon for some more fun fold videos. Thanks.